Bought that car, the one car that you wanted to go ahead and mod, the one car that was probably passed down to you from your father, the one that he had, and the one car that you go and then you think, should I go ahead and mod it and see what it looks like? Or should I be cooler than what I am right now? Should I be like that one guy on the streets that revs the engine and everybody goes? Well, I'm here to answer those questions to you. I'm giving you my top 5 picks that I think you should go ahead and do to your car firsthand before you do anything else, and I think that these mods to your car will probably make your car look 10 times better, and then you wouldn't have to go ahead and change out like every single thing unless you're trying to be a show car. Before we go ahead and go into that discussion, subscribe down below, hit that like button if you haven't already so we can keep making banging videos like these. Hit that notification bell as well, and then without further ado, let's dive into this video. Alright, before we go into this video, I don't know if you guys see a difference in this audio quality. I went ahead and bought myself a new mic to help prevent that wind noise and make my video sound a little bit more crispier. Let me know in the comments down below though if the audio quality is good or if it's better than to the previous videos. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the first mod that off the list. Be suspension. Anything that's suspension related would be a good investment into your car if you are planning on modding it, just for given reason of the simple fact of like the more that it's costs, the better the quality ideally. So that's a simple ratio. We can start off with springs. Go ahead and put some clips in the video as well. Springs is like the cheapest way to go ahead and lower your car. You basically take off the stock coils and then you just put in the aftermarket ones, and then your suspension will go ahead and be more lowered. The only downfall with this is that with older cars it's probably not the best ideal solution, just because like over time your struts might blow out because you're putting all that weight on stock suspension more than what it should be. It is the most cheapest way though. You could probably get a set of springs for about anywhere from $80 to maybe $300. Cheapest option. And then the one that's mainly set for all my static boys is coilovers. Coilovers is the best way that you should go ahead and mod, in my personal opinion. With coilovers, you have options from anywhere from $400, $300 up to like about $3,000. It really depends on your budget. The more expensive you get, the higher quality you will get, and the more better ride comfort and all that good stuff that follows with it. Coilovers, I personally think is the best option. And then you have bags. For all you guys that have been waiting for me just to mention those, airbags is the most coolest one out of all, I'm not gonna lie. But with that, it requires a lot of maintenance. So given that I'm from Virginia and then we have fall season, like spring, summer, winter, all those kind of seasons together, bags is not the best thing for winter time, just because when it gets cold, your bags get cold and then they need to compress and all that stuff. So it's kind of hard to do that. But yeah, with suspension, this is where you can really, no investment into your coilovers will be a bad option. If you go cheap, just know that you're probably going to get cheap coilovers that won't last as long. But if that's what your budget allows, I would probably suggest that over springs. Springs are good for like more modern cars when you can adjust the dampening and all that technology that comes with it, like for the new Porsches or new Mustangs and all that, like other cars that are pretty much like new, that you have more options to customize it. And then 3 airbags is for you show car people, the ones that really want to go ahead and change out every single thing about the car, and then you want to make it look a way 10 times better, that you can go to a show car, secure that trophy, and then take a picture for your gram. I know you guys, because I tried to do that with my Nissan, didn't work out. But yeah, suspension is the first one. So now let's move on to the second one. So now you went ahead and bought that suspension. You went ahead and lowered your car. You did it. You finally went ahead and you got to the first step. Congrats, bro. You actually did it. So now we're moving on to the second one. The one that suits best for this list would be wheels. Once you buy this new set of wheels that complement your car, whether it's white wheels, red wheels, deep dish, 3-piece wheels, single piece wheels, forged wheels, there's like a whole lot of wheels out there. Wheels is the second one that comes top. Once you lower your car and you put a new set of wheels on it, some nice new shoes, your car's look is going to transform completely. It's not going to look the same anymore. Given that, just with those two mods, and if you decided to tap out, you would look pretty stunning. Just know though, like once you mod your car, once you do that first thing, you're probably not gonna stop. You're just gonna keep going and going and going, and then every single little thing you're gonna become pretty nitpicky, which is what the car world is all about. But yeah, so like once you go ahead, slam that car, buy some wheels. Do your research though before you go ahead and buy wheels, because there's sometimes I know that feeling when you're like excited. You go on Facebook Marketplace, you look at the wheels and you're like, I want those right now. You go ahead, you buy them, but you don't even look at the offset or the bolt pattern or anything like that. You messed up. So I'm gonna give you a little rundown quickly for it. Make sure your bolt pattern matches up to your wheel. Ideally, European cars like Volkswagen, Audi, 5x100 bolt pattern. Generic USA ones are usually 5x11 3.45, and then there's also 5x112, which I think are what Ford runs. I'm not entirely sure. Don't correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below, but I think that's what they are. Trying to remember. And then make sure your offset lines up. Usually the higher the number of the offset, the smaller that the width of the tire is, the rim itself, and then the lower the number, the more wide it is. So if you get a wheel that says offset +5, it's going to be pretty wide, and then it's going to poke out way past your fender, and that's a look that's not really like too pleasing to see, because it's just going to look very like tanky kind of, and if you're lower and your rims are out like that, it's not the best thing, plus it's kind of dangerous. And then if you compare that to a wheel that's +45, then it's going to be pretty much like sunk underneath the fender. You can add some wheel spacers if you'd like to make it just a little bit more perfect fitment, but that's a lot better than to have wheels that poke out. That's my give and take on the second mod. We can go ahead and move on to the third one. You bought the suspension, you bought the wheels. What is next? You're like, I'm still wanting more mods. I want to change my car. I still want to make this look more cooler than what it is. So you bought the wheels, you bought the suspension. What's next? I personally think one of the biggest things that you could do to it would probably be either switching out the headlights or the taillights. That's one of the biggest things that people are always looking at, and especially if you are paying attention to the details, small details. I think the taillights and the headlights is a good form to change the appearance of your car, especially if let's say that you have some stock headlights and then you have some sequential headlights. Headlights and taillights. Car's gonna look significantly better. Swapping those two bad boys out, swapping your wheels out, swapping the suspension out, you're already looking pretty cool. You're already breaking necks. You're already having all these dudes look at you and be like, whoa, what's that over there? And then on top of that, you're probably pulling chicks too. It's like, no, you're probably not, because most chicks don't really dig that kind of stuff. I don't know, it's just really weird. You try to pick up some chicks and you never get anything. You probably pick up something better with the Honda Civic that's like not even like slammed. True story, trust me. But yeah, I would say taillights, headlights, pretty cheap. You could probably find yourself like anywhere from a set of $100 to like about $400, depending on how much you want to custom them. Same thing with taillights. Taillights is the best part that you should go ahead and buy. So remember, sequential is the one to go to. Around $300, depends on the make and model of the car, the year as well. But yeah, you can't really go wrong with taillights and headlights. Highly suggest it. Let's move on to the fourth one. yo, you got wheels, you got suspension, you got some new set of headlights, you got some new set of taillights. Now you feel like you're the man, bro. You got it. So now you're wondering, what's the next one? What's the fourth one? What would be the next one to do on this list? And I honestly don't know. I haven't really thought it through. So I probably would say is the body kit. The body kit is one of the forms that you can go ahead and change the whole look of your car completely with just a simple front lip for your car, some side skirts for the side piece of your car when everybody's looking at the side view of your car, and then a rear bumper lip. I'll probably say that's the next thing. Imagine that on your car, painted, color matched, everything fitted perfectly. You're rocking, you're banging gears, you're looking good. Now you're finally looking the part. Body kit, can't go wrong. That includes front lip, side skirts, rear bumper lip or a rear bumper, diffuser. There's a million possibilities out there for any single car. Trust me, there's like pretty much any single kind of like aftermarket piece for any single car. So if you're driving a Toyota Camry from 1998 and you're like trying to be the one unique car, which I've actually never seen anybody do that, just to throw it out there, that'd be pretty cool because you'd be pretty much like unique. You wouldn't like be just like everybody else. Like for instance, like a FRS, and FRS is pretty nice, but like almost like everybody mods it, so it's not a unique modding car, but it is still ideally a nice car to look at. But yeah, body kit, can't go wrong. You can never go wrong with that. Let's go on to the fifth one, the final, the last to end this video. Oh, hello there. So with that given said, I gave you guys my take of the first 5 mods that you should go ahead and do to your car. My given opinions are for universal cars. Any car out there, go ahead, mod it. Don't be ashamed, don't be afraid, don't be scared. Just do it. Promise you, you're gonna like the results. If you're into cars, just do little things. You don't have to necessarily do all 5. You could just go ahead and just put some new wheels if you'd like, or if you want to actually go lower, you can go ahead and go lower. Static, airbags, suspension, general, pretty much opinions of my own personal take. With that given said, man, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, so we can keep making videos like these for you guys as entertainment, and also for mine and my buddies as well. We like doing these stuff for you guys. Make sure to comment down below if whether you would have changed any of the ones that I have decided to put in this video, and whether you guys think another mod should have been in place instead of another one that I had mentioned. Also, like this video. I really love the support from you guys. Fan base is pretty small still, can't complain, but I am pretty much liking where this is going. I think like 16 videos in now. I'm pretty surprised. I'm pretty like amazed that I even went that far too, to be honest with you, because I've tried a couple times before, but it was only like 2-3 videos at a time. And then as also notification bell, stay in tune with everything. And then this is your host, Lewis. This is the FTB channel, and I hope you liked today's video. Peace.